for breakfast, we had a little bit of that challah bread left over, so I made some French toast and an omelet. This is kind of breakfast and lunch, so I guess it would be brunch today because we slept in. For dinner, we're having the brisket, the corn casserole. I love the corn casserole, made with fresh corn. The baked beans, yummy, yummy. Everyone always wants me to bring this to family gatherings. This is the kids' macaroni and cheese that I made when they were young. Here's the tomato, cucumber salad, and watermelon. And that's for dinner. We loaded up the smoker with some hardwood and some mesquite. We got the smoker up to temperature, and we trimmed a lot of that fat off the brisket because it's a pretty big fat cap, and you don't want to leave that on because the seasoning's not going to get through that. It's not like a pork butt, you know, that's going to render off easily. Anyway, so we have a dry rub we put on a couple hours ago of kosher salt, pepper, and garlic. We just checked the temperature and it's 150 degrees. Another tip is once the brisket gets to 150 degrees on the smoker, take it off and wrap it in like 3 layers of heavy duty aluminum, and then put it back on the smoker and continue to cook it until it gets to 200 degrees. Then take it off. Another thing I learned from Ken's family is after the brisket gets to 200 degrees, keep it wrapped in the foil and then put it in an ice chest that you have a bunch of old towels in there to kind of insulate it, and let it rest for about 2 or 3 hours. And it really does make the brisket a lot more tender. Oh well, see, look at that. That is wonderful. It's still warm. This brisket is going to be moist. Now this is the flat end of the brisket, and I'm going to take about that much of it and put it in a food saver bag and use this for dinner on Friday to make the burnt end pieces. So I'm just going to cut that off now, and look. This is the end that is usually very dry, and it is still really moist, if you can see that. Just stick with me. I learned all my tricks from my husband's family on brisket. Now this is the rest of the brisket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slice off slices for tonight, and then the rest of it, the half of this I'm going to put in a food saver bag. The boys can have this tomorrow for leftovers. So I've sliced some of the brisket for dinner tonight, and this portion here I'm going to put in a food saver bag because I don't want it to dry out, but it'll be fine for the kids for leftovers for tomorrow. And that's what my plate looks like, a little bit of everything. And this brisket is still very moist. You can just see it's just all juicy. Perfect brisket. Do my tips, even they sound kind of kooky, wrapping it in foil at 150. When your brisket gets to 150, wrap it in foil, like 3 layers, really tight. Some people put a little bit of a half a cup of beef stock in there too, but I never do that. Then just put it back on the smoker, cook it till it gets to 200, take it off, and then wrap it in some old towels and put it in a ice chest for 2-3 hours, and you're going to have the best brisket that's not dry. It's all juicy, and it's going to be so good.